All right, guys, so we're gonna be running through a full body workout. You can do 3 times a week, just 20-30 minutes long. That way you can get started, start getting toned up, get leaner, and put on some quality muscle. And yeah, I'm gonna run through my buddy here, Soe. He's also my business coach as well. He's a busy guy. And this is good for people on the time crunch and that really just wanna make things happen and not have such a high commitment in the gym. So let's make it happen, bro, all right?
Yes,
Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Why do they doubt the kid?
Artlist.io.
I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail.
Off with the pull-up, and I know a lot of you guys may feel like there's a big barrier to entry here. I can't do a pull-up. So what you have is assisted machines you can do pull-ups with, or you can use bands. But we're always going to start off with a pull-up, simply because there's not a single person with a big back that can't do 15 pull-ups, or vice versa. If you can do 15 pull-ups in a row, you're gonna have a developed back, and this is super important for just progression and everything like that. So you can slowly, once you get down the pull-up itself, you get to 8, 12 reps, you can start adding weight, and that's what's gonna build your back, and it's gonna build the back as a whole. And we really want to focus on the highest ROI movements, and this is going to be the one for sure. And if I really only had one back exercise to do, this is what it would be. Jack, you ready? You always want to keep your sternum high. You never want to come in and round and do that. You always want to keep your sternum high and touch your chest to the bar. And then never be too close to your grip, or that's going to use your biceps too much. You can go as low as 5 reps, but ideally use an assisted machine and stay in the 8 to 12 range. It doesn't inherently matter. The only thing you want to think about is injury risk. Higher reps you go, the less injury risk, and a lot more fatigue. So it means you get sore, it takes longer to recover. You do those lower repetitions, easier to recover from, but it's also easier to get injured. All right, so
How many reps?
God damn. I'm not like
go a little
that.
wider. Chest high. Like almost tighten up your back if you're gonna twerk.
You can't say that.
Damn, bro.
All right, so give them some context. What do you do?
I'm a consultant that basically helps with online systems and everything. So I help online coaches get more clients, get better at social media, and just build really systems to allow them to sign more clients and make more money. So yeah, that's what I do.
He's just a man. That's him. He's all knowing. He's like a genie, but for business. For this, realistically, if you are pushing hard enough, you only need 2 sets, but most of you guys are not gonna have a good perception of what pushing hard is, and it's gonna take you some time. And the more reps you can get under your belt, the better, so I'd ideally go to that 3 to 4 set range for sure. And especially given it's also full body, you wanna stay at that higher range, considering we're not working out as frequently, so we have to do more, and obviously our workouts. So you could even push it to even 5 sets. But it's just figuring out, are you asking yourself one, or are you progressing? So what does that mean? Are you going up in weight or up in reps every single week? That's a good sign that you are progressing. You can also progress with form. So as you kind of go up in weight, you go up in reps, sometimes your form gets worse and worse. So, Soe, for example, could probably get 5 reps of bad form, but you could get, 3 reps of really good solid form. That's a form of progression as well in itself. So you could bring up that good form to that 5 reps. That's progression too. So you kind of have those 3 forms, but as long as your form's good, which it always should be, you just focus on that weight and the reps at the end of the day. All right, so we're doing a chest press. If you guys are limited on equipment, I would recommend pretty much a decline push-up, or not a decline push-up, more of a stretch push-up. So where you have some sort of dumbbells next to you or something to kind of raise up your hands. So that way you can get a deeper stretch and your chest isn't limiting you from going how deep you can go. That would be my best recommendation, just figure out something to put your hands on so you're kind of elevated. So you can do an elevated push-up. But right now we're just doing a chest press. Hit, there you go.
Oh my fuck, bro.
All chest. Don't let your butt come up. Okay, just look straight up in the sky. Dig out. Breathe out when you're going up. Oh, the veins are popping now. That butt down.
Oh.
He's never trained hard in his life. This guy, he's jumping for exercise. He's like curling, runs over another machine.
Guys, I'm just a basketball player.
Yeah. He's like, he gets all awkward if it's not cardio. But like, you're gonna grow in between the set if you just push hard. Like, if you're not gassed and you need 3 minutes after a set, you're not pushing hard enough. And that's like, it's a huge mental barrier for a lot of guys. Like, even for me, I have mental barriers with legs. But like, bro, you should be gassed and scared for your next set, especially on legs. Like, you should be nervous because you know how bad it's gonna be. I just want to talk to you guys. Why are we doing upper body first? Which everybody wants the upper body to develop more. The first thing you do is what's gonna develop the most, right? So that should be your priorities. Whatever you do first is the thing you want to grow the most, and put it in the order of the things that are important to you. Next thing we're going to do is some upright rows. That's going to give us the delt, some bicep as well. This already gave us some tricep. We already got a little bit of bicep and rear delts from that. So yeah, another thing is, like I said, in that short, the back is a bigger muscle group. So it might require more emphasis. So maybe do some more sets on that. The chest doesn't need as much as, you know, the shoulders and the back do. So that's why we're kind of doubling up on those and getting a little extra work in those. So, hey guys, don't believe the bullshit. If you ever see online, just don't listen to people who say this is a bad exercise. There's no inherently bad exercise, okay? Whenever people say that, what they're meaning is that, well, they just don't know what they're talking about. So the truth of it is there's no inherently bad exercise. It's only about using the wrong amount of weight. Because some muscles that are working, that are, you know, smaller muscle groups, secondary muscles that help with stability, things like that, those are going to be the things that are at high risk when you use too much weight. Because what happens is when you go too heavy, it causes form breakdown, and then you start compensating with other muscles that may not be warmed up, and that focus goes to them. When they're not warmed up, they're weak, and that's what causes injury. You guys look up something called a Jefferson curl. It's literally guys, they deadlift, you'll see them with a few hundred pounds, and they're arching their back. Everybody would say this is bad, but it's because they slowly progressed. They started with 0 weight and just touching their toes. And then they put on 5-pound doubles, 10. And over years and years, they did that, and they bulletproof their back, and they don't have back pain anymore. And some of them completely reverse some bad things they have with their back and injuries like that, because they're able to progress and add strength and bulletproof those muscle groups. Yeah, ideally, you want to allow the traps to stretch. You're going to get that little extra work. Allow the traps to stretch. Try a slight bend. I like to drag it up my body a little bit, but all you want to do is, I prefer like hooking my grip and then just driving your elbows up like this, all right? And that's literally all it is. Try a little bit out in front of you, try a little bit to the side, and see what just feels best, what you feel, because at the end of the day, the biggest muscle group that's going to be moving is that side delt.
5 reps.
Yeah, I would say 12 to 15 mark, 5-ish sets. You want to go a little bit lighter, because you're going to start using momentum. You don't want that to happen. So, yeah, not too. Exactly. Really drive up think about your elbows. Bringing up your elbows and not so much. Where do you feel it?
I'm fucking trying, like my. Oh,
You feel it here?
yeah. I feel it here as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's exactly what you want.
I never trained this hard before.
That's good. No, that's what you're lacking too.
Yeah.
As you can see from, turn around. Let your arms rest. You can see this kind of like flat. If he just brings this up, the rear delts as well, it's gonna make his physique look so much better. Because the rear delts really bring a lot out from the front, same with the traps. Well, I'll tell you guys, this is exercise RDLs, Romanian deadlifts. They're literally probably one of the best exercises for, you know, your posterior chain. So that goes from your hamstrings to your glutes to your erectors, and your back. So those big true meat slabs in the middle of your back, they're super aesthetic. Those are all gonna contribute to the RDLs. A lot of people get these wrong and it's frustrating. Because when you do it, you feel a huge stretch within your hamstrings, but most people can't get that. So that's what we're gonna work on with Zoe today. Hopefully this will help you guys figure it out, because there's kind of a big barrier to entry. It took me at least a year to even feel my hamstrings with doing this kind of exercise, because it is a difficult one form-wise and it requires a lot of thought and emphasis, and, you know, and it requires a lot of trying over and over again. I recommend always higher repetitions. There's not a lot of focus and emphasis going into the form right off the bat. So you have a lot easier time kind of getting used to it, starting to feel the exercise before it starts getting hard. So recommend for him starting out and not really doing these that often. All you want to do is notice my back. Remember, like if you do this, your back's going around with it. So instead of like bending forward, right, which most people do, is what I like to do is push my glutes back. So I kind of like arch my back so my butt sticks out,
Yeah.
and then literally push your butt back. So you might only be able to get here, but I feel a stretch in my hamstrings, and then I just keep going, right? But as soon as I see my background like that, that's not what I want. Okay? Because you're gonna lose tension in the hamstring, right? So you want to stick out the butt, all right?
I want that ass. Let's go.
Let's go. So that's all you're gonna want to do. So as soon as that back starts around, that's when you want to stop. And you should feel like a big stretch in your hamstring. So let's keep doing that until you start feeling that. And the easy thing, like I was saying, this promotes background. Keep your head up next to allow it to be straight. You got to kind of build this connection between your brain and your lower back to be able to kind of do some action. You know what I mean? So I know it might sound weird, but super important for reducing back injuries. And we're trying to focus mainly on the hamstrings, but this is also going to bring in those other muscle groups. Like those.
So I just gotta like arch it.
Exactly. Do you kind of have that control?
We'll see.
Look straight. You see right off the bat, you already started moving forward. First, you have to first think about your back. So first, just like kind of like round this, so it's like, there you go. And then think about pushing your butt back. Backwards. You feel it right here?
Yeah.
See? It gets tight. Right? And then you don't have to go super low. So this is also a stretch. A lot of people think, oh, do I need to be stretching? Well, if you stretch the muscle within the exercise, he's going to gain flexibility doing this and also strength within those movement patterns. So his hamstrings are going to get more flexible just by doing this alone because he's targeting it properly. So it's just about pushing those hips back.
How's that part?
It's good. You're not rounding the back at all. Now we're gonna go right into your lunges, okay? So, two kind of variations. You can also switch up your form with these lunges, and this is gonna be a superset. So you can switch up the form, so that way, pretty much you can bias or target the quad over the glute. So the more the knee goes over the toe, that's more quad. So the shorter strides you take, the more quad it's gonna be, and then the longer strides you take, the more glute it's gonna be. Okay, so to think about those, just differentiate that for yourself, figure out what you want to do more, and ideally just don't overthink it too much. Both are going to develop, but more knees over toes is going to be more quad, and that's probably something he's going to want. Most people want quad development. We already got mostly hamstring and glute from doing that, so you're going to want to do more of a knees over toes variation. And what I recommend, you can use dumbbells, but what I would instead recommend is having, if you do have access to it, have something resting on your neck, because him doing that, he just now tired out his grip. So what's going to happen is that's going to be a limiting factor. So what that means is his grip's going to give out before his legs do. So by him walking across here, he's just training more grip strength than it is going to be quad. So ideally, we're going to have something that rests on his back, and he's going to go to failure doing this. Lunges is not a good one to go heavy on just because it requires so much coordination, but it's awesome for just getting it pumping a lot of blood in there, and it's really healthy, it's really safe for the whole entire body, and we already gassed our back. So it would be super important not to do some sort of squat because that's also going to target his back, which we already did. So a lunge could be the next best bet, especially for limited equipment, just grabbing something really quick. And also targeting a bunch of other muscle groups because we're also getting the glute in there as well. So yeah. You can keep going. See, he ideally has till 60 reps before it's going to be more muscular endurance. We did go a little light on this set, so we just want to pump up the weight the next one. Because this is completely okay. Don't think you're wasting a set or wasted effort. It's still going to produce something in the gym. Come on. Oh, let's go. How you feeling? Oh.
Ah, shit. My quads burn.
There you go. That's good. That's what we want. But they feel healthy then. Some of you guys have knee pain, so this is super healthy on the knees, super low, because what it does is it's so easy in the beginning, and it takes a while to get to that, but what you're doing is you're lubricating the joints all in the beginning until you get to those harder reps. So by then, the joint's super lubricated, and it's going to be really hard to injure yourself. So, and he did it really good. His form stayed good. He wasn't dropping the knee, wasn't off balance, which is really important.
How many sets do we have?
We're only gonna do like 2.
2?
Yeah. You'll be gassed after that. If you guys can make it past 2, I mean, you're You're going too light or something. Most of your guys' goals, you're not trying to be the best in the world. You're not trying to be a bodybuilder. You don't need all these crazy optimizations. I mix in a little bit of lifestyle aspect. Okay, what's gonna improve my day-to-day life? Make decisions based off that. So yeah.
Fuck me, bro. Oh, my leg. I actually can't feel. How am I gonna sandboard and everything, dude? I'm actually cooked. It was good. I honestly don't know how I'm gonna walk today. Like, we have so many activities. We're going sandboarding, we're going buggying, we're doing everything. We're like walking around.
Keep in mind, we cut this workout short. We only did like 2 sets, 2 exercises, 2 sets, 4 sets, all right? And he's dying already. He's gonna be sore like the next week, dude.
It actually works. Like, it's actually, like, I feel it. I know I'm gonna be sore tomorrow.
Yeah, and
so.
you guys might be looking at this like, well, it's easy for him to push himself because he has me here, right? Okay, yeah, I might be of motivation, but what you have to think about is, like I was telling you guys earlier, that progression, that tracking your workouts. If you're tracking them every single week, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna force yourself. At some point, you're gonna keep increasing weight, and you're gonna be increasing weight faster than your body can keep up and keep getting stronger. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna naturally just, maybe at first 4 weeks, you're not pushing yourself as much as you could. Once you hit that 5th week and you bump it up another 5 pounds, you're like, shit, dude, this is hard, bro. And you're fighting for it, right? And having a number in mind that you're aiming for, instead of just saying, I'm gonna push myself, because what it turns into is, instead of what your perception of the effort is, it turns into what the actual effort is, because that effort's just going to exceed itself every single time. So you're trying to take it to that next level every single time. So that's the difference you need to make, because people would say they work hard, but it doesn't mean anything. I'll ask them, are you getting stronger on a week-to-week basis? Well, I don't know, because I don't track it. Well, you're not pushing yourself hard enough then. Never switch up your workouts too much. That's what's important. If you're going to switch up your workouts every 6 to 16 weeks, I would say, just so you can get a few weeks in your belt of progression. So yeah, that's about it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate the workout.
Gotcha, man.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.